Hey, it's Natasha. Today I'm going to show you how I'm going to use Notgrass from Adam to Us with my 8th grade daughter. I'll link her curriculum choices video above so you can see all of her choices, which kind of helps you understand why I'm using this the way I am. But basically, the first thing I want to point out is that we are only going to do part 1. That's it for 8th grade. So part 1 is creation to cathedrals. Now, why am I not doing part 2? Well, there's a few different reasons. The first reason is that she has a very busy schedule. She goes to an enrichment program 1 day a week, so that leaves only 4 days for schooling. And on a second day of the week, she goes to a co-op and takes 3 classes there. In addition, she has some online classes. She does a live online animation class, and she also is going to be doing a live online IEW writing class. She's also going to be doing some math tutoring. So, all that being said, there simply wasn't enough time that I felt that was in her schedule to really dive into this and do both parts. Plus, she chose from Adam to Us because she specifically wanted to do ancient history. Now, they don't have a separate ancient history program, but part 1 covers, obviously, ancient history. It covers ancient history and like the Middle Ages. And so I thought this would be perfect for her. So, in the book, it's very simple. It's broken down into units. There's 75 lessons in this part 1. So how we are going to do this is we are going to do 2 lessons a week. And about every other week it works out to be, there will be a family activity. Now, how this is designed to use is 5 days a week, and at the end of each unit, at the end of each 5 lessons, there's a family activity. But since we are spreading this out, it's really kind of going to be every 2 weeks we're going to have a family activity, and that will be on a 3rd day. I'm not going to combine that with the 2 days she's doing her lessons. So I also wanted to point out that there's some optional resources, the student workbook or lesson review. We are not going to be doing those, but I am going to show you what we are going to be doing. In addition, there is a literature package, and for her, we are going to only do the literature that corresponds with this part 1. Now, you'll notice in the units, it goes up to unit 15, and Otto of the Silver Hand covers units 15 and 16. So we're only going to read the first 4 books, which is The Golden Goblet, The Fables of Aesop, The Bronze Bow, and A Single Shard. Basically, that works out to 1 novel a quarter. My daughter that is doing this is also dyslexic, and so I think 1 book a quarter with all of the other things she has going on will work really well for her. Plus, we are getting some of these on audiobook. So we're getting The Golden Goblet, The Bronze Bow, and A Single Shard on audiobook, but I can't find The Fables of Aesop, that specific one, on audio, although there is different Aesop's Fables books on audio, but I'm going to get the exact one listed because I'll show you in a minute. It breaks it down for the student exactly what they need to read each day, and so I want to be able to follow that easily. So she'll be reading those 4 books, and she can choose to read them or she can choose to listen to the audio. It's totally up to her, but I will have both options available. Okay, then there is our Creative World. That's another book that comes with this. She will be doing all of those assignments and a map book and a timeline book, and she will be using all of those too. All right, so basically what she will do twice a week, she will read the lesson. So here's an example of a lesson. I like how there's lots of pictures and not too much text. That is great for her. And then we have the assignments here. Now, I'm going to show you what I have done. Instead of the assignments here, you can actually go on Notgrass's website and you can print out an assignment checklist, which I've done and I've put into this folder here. So what she will do each day after she reads the lesson is she will come to this green folder and she will do the assignments that I have highlighted. So we are not doing any of the vocabulary activities, and that's because she's already going to have vocabulary in her IEW Fix-It Grammar that goes along with her online class. And she also has vocabulary in Bible too. So we're skipping the vocabulary. Basically what I've done is anytime there is our creative world, I've highlighted that. Anytime there's a timeline book activity, I've highlighted that. Anytime there's a map book activity, I've highlighted that. I've also highlighted most of the thinking biblically activities. So basically what I've tried to do is outside of our creative world, the timeline book, and the map book, I've tried to choose one other activity to show evidence of learning. A lot of times these were thinking biblically, sometimes they were creative writing. I really just kind of chose what I felt was best suited for her. So for example, this thinking biblically, draw a picture of something God created on each of the 6 days of creation. There's also different creative writing options, like write a paragraph of at least 5 sentences describing in your own words who God is. Now, the activities vary greatly. So again, she's only going to be doing the ones I highlighted. If there was an art-related activity, which there are many of them, some sort of drawing activity, I've highlighted all of those. My daughter is an artist. She loves digital art. And there's tons of places in here where she will be drawing a picture or copying a verse from the Bible and illustrating it. And I thought at the end of the year, she will have this beautiful collection of art from Adam to Us. So I'm super excited about that because she can do her art digitally and we can print it out and we can actually gather it all together in a beautiful keepsake book for her. So I was super excited about that. But here's the example of a family activity. Have a worldwide dinner. Find the instruction on page FA1. That's family activity 1 at the back of part 1. So that's in here and we go to the back. Should have marked this. Here's the family activities in the back. And so worldwide dinner, it gives the instructions of what to do here and more there. So again, on this particular day, this is assignment 5. So when she did, or lesson 5. So when she did lesson 5, she would do our creative world, the map book, the creative writing, but she would save the family activity for our 3rd day that we have set aside to do that. So again, I have just highlighted everything she's going to do throughout everything. Now, I did go through the entire thing, but she's only going to be going up here to lesson 75. Then at the end, I'm super excited because we have a medieval times opening in our area soon, and then we'll take a field trip and go to medieval times and celebrate the end of the school year and finishing this up. So I think it will just be so perfect. So I will leave a link to where you can find this printable lesson assignment checklist, and I will also leave a link to where you can actually purchase this curriculum. But Our Creative World is stories, poems, documents, art, and architecture from world history. And so I did want to make sure she did all of the assignments from this book. So I have highlighted all of those. And I wanted her to be doing the map book. She hasn't done a lot of map work, and this is very easy to follow. The instructions are right here for them, and the map's right here. So it's really easy for them to follow and do the assignments in the map book. And then, of course, we have an answer key for me. And then the same thing with the timeline. It tells them exactly what to write where in this assignment checklist. So this is really easy to follow as well. Now, you might be wondering if we're going to continue part 2. I have to say, I don't know yet. Now, part 2 is not meant for high school. However, I'm not really too concerned about that if we continue part 2 in 9th grade because I have another daughter who didn't even do history in 9th grade. So if she continues and does part 2 in 9th grade, it's not a big deal to me. There are still American history, world history, and then a semester of government and a semester of economics to do in high school, which she could still finish all in high school, even if she did part 2 of From Adam to Us in 9th grade. So one thing I wanted to say is that when you're homeschooling, make curriculum work for you. It's okay if you decide I'm only going to do this part of the curriculum for this year. So, make sure you're following your state's rules, but make the curriculum work for you. And so I'm really excited about our plan, and I hope that makes a lot of sense and helps you. All right, thank you so much, and have a blessed day.